My dad said the number like it meant something good. We put 172,000 down. He smiled when he said it. My mom did too. Like this was a milestone. Like I was supposed to be impressed. I didn't react right away. I just sat there, staring at my plate. I remember the soft clink of his glass hitting the table. That sound stayed. That's a big step, I said. It came out automatic, like a line I didn't choose. But something didn't settle right. Not loud, not obvious. Just pressure, quiet, building. 172,000. I knew that number. I'd built that number. I looked up again, slower this time. Let the words replay in my head. Maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe it was close. Not exact. My mom leaned back, relaxed. It was just sitting there anyway. She said, "We figured it should be doing something. Doing something." I nodded once, kept my face neutral. But I felt it now. Clearer. 2 weeks ago, I checked my account. I remember because I almost moved the money. I had a plan for it. I just waited. Same number. Every dollar I earned, every late night, every contract I didn't walk away from. Still there. At least it was then. I didn't ask anything yet. Not until I understood exactly what I was looking at. My name is Nora Whitman. I'm 26 years old. And sitting at that table, listening to them talk about something they didn't build, I realized I needed to find out exactly what they had taken. I kept my voice steady, or tried to. Which account I said. My dad didn't look up right away. He cut another piece of food like nothing had shifted, the one we helped you set up. He said, "Back when you started working." My mom nodded. It was just sitting there. She added, "We thought it made more sense to put it into something useful." Something useful. I set my fork down. That account wasn't idle, I said. That was my savings. My dad finally looked at me. Calm, controlled. "We didn't spend it," he said. "We moved it. It's still doing something." For who I said. He didn't pause. For the family. I let that sit for a second. "You didn't ask me." My mom leaned in slightly, voice softer now. "We didn't think we had to," she said. That was the shift. Not anger, not surprise. Just clarity. "You didn't think it was mine to decide," I said. My dad's tone tightened. "We helped you manage that money," he said. "You wouldn't have built it like that without us." I held his gaze. "I built it," I said. "You just had access." Silence. My mom spoke again. Quieter. "It's not gone," she said. "You're acting like it disappeared." I looked at her. "It did," I said. My dad set his fork down, slower this time, like he was choosing his words. "You're taking this the wrong way," he said. "It's not like we took it and wasted it." I looked at him. "You didn't take it?" I said. He held my gaze. "No," he said. "We used it." There it was again. My mom nodded, leaning into that version. "It's still yours," she said. "It's just in something more stable now. In your condo." I said, "In property." My dad corrected. "That's how you build security." For who I said. He didn't hesitate. For all of us. I leaned back slightly. "I'm not part of that right now." My mom's tone tightened. "That's not fair." "Nora, you're acting like we shut you out. You didn't say it." I said, "But you did it." Silence sat between us. My dad exhaled, then leaned forward. "We made a decision," he said. "Based on experience. Your experience," I said. He didn't deny it. "You weren't using the money," he added. "You let it sit." I shook my head. "That doesn't give you the right to move it." Another pause. Longer this time. Then he said, quieter, "We didn't think you'd see it as a problem." That landed differently. Not defensive, not aggressive, just assumed. Like my future was something flexible. something they could adjust. And that was the moment it stopped being about the money. It was about who got to decide what my life looked like. I didn't argue anymore. I nodded, finished dinner, and left like nothing had happened. My dad told me to drive safe. My mom said we'd talk when I'd calmed down. I said, yeah. I got home and sat in the dark for a minute before opening my banking app. It took a second to load, just that spinning circle. For a moment, I told myself I might be wrong, that I misheard the number. That would have been easier. Then it refreshed. Balance $3,218. I didn't move, just stared at it. Then I scrolled. Transfer after transfer. Different dates, different amounts. 10, 15, 8, spread out, quiet. I tapped one, then another. Same destination. David Whitman. I opened the access settings. Primary account holder me. Authorized device recognized. Saved access. Of course. I let out a short breath. Not surprised anymore. Just clear. They didn't break anything. They didn't need to. They still had a way in. And they used it. I didn't close the app. I kept scrolling. Transfers. One after another. Different days. Different amounts. 10,000. 15. 8. Never large enough to stand out. Always just enough. I said it out loud before I realized it. You spaced it out. My voice sounded flat, detached. I went further back. 9 months. I opened the details on a few of them. Timestamps. Late night, early morning. Same pattern. Same rhythm. Not random. I checked the access logs. There it was. Recognized device. Dad's laptop. I stared at it for a second, then leaned back. Okay, I said quietly. I get it now. This wasn't confusion. It wasn't oversight. It was deliberate. I called him. He picked up on the second ring. Hey, he said, normal. Like nothing had changed. You've been moving money out of my account for 9 months. I said. Silence. Then a breath. We've been managing it. He said. That's not management. It is, he said, sharper now. You just weren't paying attention. I shouldn't have to monitor my own account like that. Another pause. We did it carefully, he said, so it wouldn't disrupt anything. That stuck. I looked back at the screen. It did, I said. Then I hung up. The bank smelled faintly like burnt coffee. I sat across from a man named Kevin Brooks. Mid-40s. Calm voice. Too calm. I need you to walk me through this, I said, sliding my phone toward him. Every transfer. He looked down, scrolled through a few entries, then nodded. This is a primary account under your name. He said, you're the sole owner. I didn't react, just waited, but there's a linked access point. He added, authorized device, trusted access, my dad. I said. He gave a small nod. He wouldn't be able to initiate transfers without that level of access, he said. I leaned back. So he could move money, just not as the owner. Correct. Kevin said, access allows action. It doesn't change ownership. I let that sit. These transfers all came from his device. I said, yes. He said, that's why nothing triggered. From the system's perspective, it's recognized activity. So it looks clean. Technically, he said. I leaned forward, but not in reality. He met my eyes. That depends on authorization, he said. And intent. I didn't hesitate. There was no permission. I said. A pause. Then he nodded once and turned to his screen. We can initiate a formal review of the account activity, he said. It creates a record. It doesn't automatically reverse the transactions. I'm not asking for reversal, I said. He glanced back at me. You want it documented? Yes, because at that point, it mattered less what the system allowed and more what they chose to do with it. I didn't tell them about the bank. 2 days later, my mom texted, Come see the place. You'll love it. I stared at it longer than I should have. Then typed back, okay. The hallway smelled like fresh paint. My dad opened the door like nothing had changed. There she is, he said. Come in. I stepped inside. My mom was already moving from one thing to the next. Look at the floors, she said. We got a great deal on this. I nodded, took a few steps in. Let them talk. My dad poured himself a drink. This is how you build something real, he said. Not just let money sit. I looked around, tried to see it the way they did. I couldn't. You like it, my mom asked. It's nice, I said. She smiled, relieved. I knew it. You just needed time. Time. I turned back toward them. I went to the bank. I said. Everything shifted. Quiet, but immediate. My dad's hand paused mid-air. For what? To understand the account. My mom's smile tightened. There's nothing to understand. There is now, I said. My dad set his glass down. What did they tell you that I have full access? And so do you. Silence. And that there's now a formal review on the transfers. My mom blinked. Review for what? For how the money was used, I said. My dad exhaled. You're turning this into something it's not. No, I said. I'm making it clear. He stepped closer. We didn't steal from you. You didn't ask. I said. That doesn't make it wrong. It makes it mine. My mom's voice softened. Nora, we already bought the place. I nodded. I know, I said. And for the first time, they didn't look certain anymore. My dad ran a hand over his face. A review doesn't change anything, he said. It's just paperwork. It creates a record. I said. That's enough. My mom shook her head. You're making this legal, she said. Why would you do that to us? I didn't start that. I said. You did when you moved the money. That sat there. My dad's voice lowered. What exactly did you tell them? The truth, I said. That transfers were made without my approval. He let out a short laugh. Approval, he said. You're talking like we're strangers. No, I said. I'm talking like the account holder. Silence. He didn't like that wording. My mom stepped in. Even if that's your view, she said, the money is already in the condo. It's done. I nodded. It's used, I said. Not erased. They both looked at me. What is that supposed to mean? My dad said, it means there's a trail. I said, where the money went matters if this gets reviewed further. My mom frowned. It's just a home, she said. It's where the funds ended up. I said. My dad held my gaze. You're saying this comes back to us. I'm saying it doesn't stay as simple as you think. That was the shift. For the first time, they weren't explaining it away. They were trying to see what it could become. My dad shook his head like he could still bring this back under control. You're not serious, he said. This doesn't touch the condo. I didn't say it takes it away. I said it's being questioned. My mom crossed her arms. It's in our name, she said. That's what matters. Legally, yes, I said. But where the money came from still matters. My dad stepped closer. You're stretching this, he said. No one is going to care about a family account. I didn't say they would come after the condo. I said the transfers can be reviewed. He exhaled, frustrated. And then nothing happens. Maybe nothing, I said. Maybe something gets documented. Either way, it's not invisible anymore. My mom's voice tightened. Nora, stop. You're making this worse than it is. I looked at her. I'm not making anything. I said, I'm naming it. That word stayed in the room. My dad tried again. Slower. The money is already used, he said. You can't undo that. I know. I said, that's not what this is about. He frowned. Then what is it about? I held his gaze. It's about the fact that you moved it without me, I said, and expected me to accept that after. Silence. My mom spoke, quieter. We thought we were helping you. I nodded once. You decided for me, I said. That's different. My dad looked around the room, like he was seeing it differently now. This is our home, he said. I didn't argue with that. I know, I said. Then I added, softer. But the way you got here, that part doesn't disappear. And that was what they hadn't planned for. No one spoke for a few seconds. My dad looked at me carefully. You're not really going to keep pushing this, he said. Over something like this. I didn't answer right away. I already did. I said. My mom stepped closer. So, what happens now? She said. You take the condo. You want it signed over. I shook my head. No. They both paused. I'm not here to take anything. I said. I'm here because you made a decision about my life without me. My dad frowned. That's not how we saw it. I know. I said. That's the problem. My mom's voice softened. We thought we were helping you. We didn't think you'd see it this way. I nodded. You didn't think I needed to be part of it. I said. Silence. I looked around the room once, then back at them. You can keep the condo. I said. My dad blinked. You're serious? Yes, I said. I don't want anything tied to this. My mom took a small step forward. Then what are you going to do? I'm separating everything. I said. New accounts. No shared access. No assumptions. My dad shook his head slowly. You're pulling away from us over money. No, I said. I'm setting a boundary because of how you used it. That landed. I picked up my bag. You didn't destroy anything. I said. But you changed how I see this, and I can't ignore that. I walked toward the door, then stopped for a moment. When someone makes a decision for you without asking, it doesn't feel like help. I said, it feels like something was taken. I didn't wait for a response. I left. I didn't slam the door. I didn't turn around. I'm not sure what happens next. Maybe things settle. Maybe they don't. But I know this much. I'm not going back to the way it was. If you've ever had to draw a line with people you love, you know it's never clean. It's not a big moment. It's a quiet one. And sometimes that's the part you carry with you the longest.